About 12 pages of things I've done in this town, and I'm going to come back maybe 5, 6 times to talk to you. All right? And also following up on the police incident. We've got some good police people in this town, good firemen. And it's unfortunate that happened. But if it happened, they have to be punished. But I can give you 3 examples where they're good people. My wife accidentally dialed 911. They came to this house, and she said, "I'm all right." So they said, "No, we got to make sure you're safe." And they went through my house. My granddaughter was coming from work late one night. She had a blowout, Liberty and Union. She called me, and I ran down. There was already a police officer there, and he helped me change the tire. I was driving up one night up Norwood Avenue, and I stopped at Norwood and Bath at that stoplight, and there was a police car behind me. And I pulled off on what I thought was a green light. And he pulled me over. He said, "Mr. Grant, we get confused at this point, but there were people behind me. I had to at least stop you. But go ahead, we know you made an innocent mistake." So we've got some good police in this town. We've got some good firemen. We've got some good public works directors. But you up there in the council being bigots, if you're bigots, are destroying the sense of community in this town. The mayor at that Channel 4 broadcast, he disputed what I said about the sense of community security. And he said, keep his mouth shut if he doesn't know what he's talking about. As the city engineer and public director of East Orange, I bought all the police cars. And I don't know if your public works director gets involved in that or not, but at that time the company had a program where they would buy police cars for you if you painted them white. And I bought the police cars. And they also said, if you parked them, the Attorney General didn't mandate it, he said, but we'd like you to have the policemen drive the cars home and park in front of their house. And what does that mean? That gives the people a sense of security. Not that they're going to be there to respond, but if you see a police car, then that makes you feel good. And I can ask either one of you, if you see a police car going up your street, doesn't that give you a sense of security? Now, it might be that that was the only time he did it that whole year. But I would say that he has a routine run, if he does like we did in East Orange. So that's what I'm talking about, the security thing. You can rub your head and all the other jobs. You know, that's one problem you have here. Mayor Chomsky, all the other mayors, we could discuss an argument, we'd get together, have coffee, and solve something. But this fool don't do anything. He can't, no, I'm not talking. You can come arrest me. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. No, I'm ready to go. I want you to arrest me. I know what you call. Give me your handcuff. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is there anyone else that would like to speak tonight?
Black and white together
today. All in favor?
In my hand, I do believe
nobody else gets to speak now? Nobody? Because of this? Nobody's allowed to exercise their freedom now? Because of one person? That's insane.
I have 5 minutes.
No,
But-
at the moment you don't.
1 minute, please.
Give us some.
Let me start over again.
No, Pudge, please hold on a minute. We have a right to run an orderly meeting.
I'm sorry, sir.
We have a right to run an orderly meeting. We have a right to a 5 minute.
Who's being disorderly, sir?
No. Mr. Grant spoke for about.
Hold up, Mr. Grant. Bro, I have nothing to do with Mr. Grant.
Mr. Cooper, I closed the public portion at this point.
Yes,
If you would give me a minute, I will reopen it.
You can
You
give
can't
me.
close it without vote from the
We
council.
did have a
You
vote.
can do a whole lot of things without the vote of the council.
Well, they've done that.
My name is Charles Cooper. I'm at 113
Mr. Cooper,
South 7th Avenue.
Mr. Cooper,
Good evening, Madam President, esteemed council, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Cooper, you can wait right up here.
Madam President, you did not have you did not have a vote.
okay.
So if you want to take a vote, you may, but you did not have a vote.
Okay, I thought I heard everyone say aye.
That's what happened at the last thing. You arrested my friend Vinnie Lepore. You closed the meeting without a vote.
I was not at that meeting, sir.
Well, that's not your fault.
I would like to continue the public portion of this meeting. You have 5 minutes to speak, and you may only speak once. Mr. Cooper?
Harold Cooper.
No.
Thank you. You can probably hear me now. Good evening, Madam President, esteemed council members, Mr. Mayor, and administrative supervisors. First of all, I'd like to wish everybody in here a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Councilman Malone, with a heavy heart, I extend my deepest condolences to you and your family. Your father was a great man. Anything I can do, you know I'm at. People come up to me and say, policemen was caught sleeping on the job. Wow. I think we have an exemplary police force. I've known the director of public safety for years and years. I look at officers that are my friend before they're even a police officer. So I hope we get this matter solved as quickly as possible. Certainly it's a smudge on the city because I believe we have a great police force. There's always things that can be better, but in general, we have a great police force, and I have a hell of a lot of respect for your public director. Two things. Who in this room could call Mr. Grant a bigot? Who? A bigot? You need to go back to Webster's and look it up. This man couldn't be a bigot. Why our esteemed governor could be liberal before this man could be a bigot? It's ridiculous. What's wrong with this city? I'm leaving this city. You know why? Because I've had it up to here. And we have such, I'm going on 7 years old. I met some of the finest people on earth in this city. And some of them are right in this room. But where are we as a society, in particular in Long Branch? We have an administration that's been drugged there for 30 years. That's not democracy. That's oligarchy. People supposed to serve in a democracy. Everybody's supposed to serve. All right? A council seat, a mayor's seat, a congressman's seat, a senate. That's not guaranteed. We got people in our government been there 40 years. Like it's a job. It's not a job. It's a privilege to live in a democracy. And everybody should have a turn to serve. And I'm fed up with this city. I'm going to hate leaving it because I know all the good people I'll never be able to assemble if I lived another 100 years. But the way we act, both black and white in this town, is terrible. And you know who I feel for the most? Our children. Thank you.